Okay, good morning. Welcome to
Number 683A.
FamilyMath 683a. So this is we're continuing our journey through Jim Prop's latest blog post.
All right.
And this morning I had you read it. Can you tell me a couple of things you thought were interesting about it?
Well, he was talking about base 3 halves.
Uh-huh.
So he showed this neat video of this sort of marble computer counting to 24 in base 3 halves.
Okay. And you thought that was interesting?
Yeah.
How did that computer work?
Well, so he dropped a marble in when he was counting up, and then once the weight on one part of it was like a big marble tower, and once the weight on one section of it got too much, that section sort of partially dropped and the balls rolled down to the next part.
Okay.
And so one ball rolled just off into this bucket, and two of the other ones just rolled down into the next chamber.
Okay. So there was the base 3 halves machine. What's something you thought was interesting?
Well, I mean, it's how he described the base 3 halves as something that mathematicians just make for fun.
Okay.
Because this has no real practical purpose. Base 3 halves.
Okay. And why did you think that was interesting?
I mean, just like this doesn't have a point, but it's fun to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Like binary is a point, and like base 10, base 16, the integer bases kind of have points, but base 3 halves really doesn't. It's just fun to see what happens.
Okay. All right. What's something else? Do you have another thing you thought was interesting in the essay?
Well, he sort of he did talk about how to count to 100.
Ah,
like
okay.
We did.
Counting to 100.
So
what did you think was interesting about that?
Well, he used our method too. He used the multiplication, but he also talked about using addition.
Ah, okay. So he talked about multiplication,
Yeah.
which was your way of counting to 100. And
But he also used.
well, what did he do for multiplication? Because I actually don't remember.
Well, he did 10 times 10.
Oh, he did 10 times 10, just like you did. Okay, awesome. That's cool. That must have been fun to see, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did he do it with addition?
I think what he did, he added 10.
Do you remember?
I think you could do 10 and 10, and then 20 and 20, and then 40 and 40, and then you can add the 20.
Is that what he did? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
He added 10.
All right. What did you think about the counting to 100 section?
Well, I don't think he used my method,
Okay.
which is I used the Ingle machine and dumped 100 chips into the first bucket.
Yeah. That's interesting. So your way, which was through chip firing, was that in the essay or no?
I don't think so. I mean, he talked about chip firing. He didn't talk down to 100, whether we just talked about it in different...
He did explain what the Engel machine was.
Yeah, he explained what the angle machine was.
And at the end, he gave us some different machines to look at.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to have you guys do in the next 2 videos. I'm going to have each of you make up a machine, and then we'll see if we can figure out how to do a little bit of counting in that machine.
All right.
Okay, awesome.
All right.